Wow, the video is really blown out. Good morning. I'm on my way to work. I'm running later than I want to. Is that ever gonna fix? That's a little better, I guess. My lights are on. It's not dark. Man, everything's weird. Okay. So I'm headed to work. I've decided to attempt to participate in Casual Friday today. So I'm wearing a t-shirt and some skinny jeans. And these glasses to really emphasize the casual, even though I don't need glasses. So these are fake. Oh, too many kids. I should. Okay. Although I do have a backup shirt and shoes. They're still casual shoes, but they're all black. Right now I'm wearing black with white soles and laces. I didn't bring extra pants. So I'm going to be at least that casual. But the backup dress shirt in case I took it too far. Anyway. What I'm going to talk about today is probably the least scientific part of me, and I'm not proud of that either. It's not a good thing. It's bad. Someday I would love to examine the things that I do in order to know whether they're real or not, because I've already discarded some beliefs. Basically, I want to talk about no shampoo or no poop and other things that I do hygiene wise, because bacteria is real. Okay. So any claim that starts off ignoring that fact or not taking it seriously enough is bad. But also there is no bacteria on jeans after whatever, right? And that's probably not always true, right? So I would still wash your jeans, but I follow more of an idea of where you don't have to worry about things as much, right? A lot of it is beauty and smell and adding a smell. I don't mean smell bad. I feel like a lot of stuff that we do is beauty and smell and not health. And I have no real evidence to back this up other than I've been doing this for several years. So to start with, I don't wash my hair. I don't have long hair. It's getting longer. It's also getting balder. So someday I won't have to deal with it at all. But I don't wash my hair with soap. Every time I take a shower, I get it wet. I agitate it so that the flakes of skin come off, because you don't want to have dandruff. I mean, I don't know if everybody experiences this, but I mean, if I do this, some flakes will come off, right? But I don't normally have a problem with dandruff. It's fine enough. I instinctively brushed off my shoulder to hide my dandruff problem from me. No. So I don't think there's any serious problem. If you're really self-conscious about having some dandruff, I might be too far gone for you. Okay. So every once in a while, and it's less frequent than it probably should be, if I'm being honest. I used to do it every month, but it was I just stopped doing it ever. It didn't even stretch out. It was just I forgot to do it this month, never doing it again. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So once a month is probably good enough, I'll say. I take some baking soda and scrub my scalp with it. Leave it in for a minute. Then rinse it out. Rinse it out pretty well. And then I recover, I flush the hair with apple cider vinegar and water. It's not that much apple cider vinegar. It's like 10 to 1, 9 to 1, 10%. If you say 10 to 1, that's 1/11th, right? It's not 10%. It's not 1/10. So anyway, I do that. Sometimes I'll do like, so I take a cup for the apple cider vinegar. The baking soda, I just kind of, I used to put it in a cup and mix it with water and then pour that, but now I just like take a glob and like massage it in. I like to imagine, have you guys ever seen the Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd with the opera stuff? And at some point, Bugs Bunny is massaging Elmer Fudd's scalp. That's what I imagine that I do. If you can find that, I'm sure that's a GIF somewhere. So if you look up Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd, I don't know, head massage, it'll probably come up. So I do that with the baking soda. With the apple cider vinegar, I pour 1/10 of a cup. It's not a big cup, like this big. Fill the rest up with shower water and like pour it on. And I might do that twice, but usually I just do it once and then I refill the cup again and do it to get any like remainder ACV. But that's pretty much all I do. The theory behind that, I say theory. So there's two parts of a theory behind it. One which I believe and one which I no longer believe. The one that I believe is you use the baking soda, it de-oils you. I think that's probably pretty true, right? And it also is like a scratchy thing, so you can get the dead skin cells better. I don't know what it's called, a scratchy thing, like an exfoliant, I guess? Yeah, I think that's what I mean. So it does that, and it captures some moisture, some oiliness, and I guess it kills bacteria, or it's just so basic. I don't know. See, I don't know about that one. That's one that's like, but the shampoo kill? It's got to kill bacteria as well as shampoo does, I think. The only question here is whether you should do it more frequently to kill bacteria more often. I don't think so. You might. So talk to your doctor. Your doctor will probably say, just wash your hair every day. What's the matter with you? But I'm a counterculture kind of person, so I don't really follow that either. Doctors say a lot of things. They're very smart. They base their knowledge on facts most of the time, but they'll also kind of just tell you to do what everyone else is doing, and you might not want to do that. So it's a hard line to walk, because I'm definitely pro vaccines and all that, and I don't want to get into that in this video, but like, doctors are right. But, you know, just because everyone else is doing a thing, look, get your vaccines, okay? At least. Group immunity is important. Anyway, like I said, I don't want to go into that. I just want you guys to know where I'm coming from, so I'm not like a wacko guy. You probably see a lot of these people on YouTube. You might be one of them and believe in all this organic stuff. And while I do a lot of those things, and I have a lot of experience with those things, I believe in science first. Anyway, that's not what I wanted to get into. Because I don't want to drive people away, but I also don't want you to live a lie. So, that's what I do. And that's the theory behind that I believe in. Like, it's, baking soda is as good as shampoo, I believe. It's cheap. It is unscented, which I enjoy, and apple cider vinegar is not unscented, but it evaporates very quickly. And also, I only do this once a month. Once a month. And actually my hair is a little drier after that. I like it to be a little more greasy, a little more naturally oiled. So, and that leads into the theory. People believe that if you do this, that and don't wash your hair as often, your body adapts and it only produces the oil that you need and you won't have oily hair. I don't know, I don't think there's a scientific basis for that. It sounds scientific, and so that's why I believed it a long time ago. It's like, oh, of course, your body produces oil that it needs. But I think your body just produces oil, and it probably just produces it based on what you're eating and your body chemistry and your DNA. That's probably the only thing driving it, so I don't really believe that. So if you have super oily hair, you can try and change your diet, maybe. But I don't think any shampoo regimen is going to help. And probably changing your diet won't help that much. And you'll just have to wash your hair more frequently. That's just the way that it is, okay? My hair seems to be fine. So I don't know. And I don't know if it smells because it's not long enough to smell. I haven't had any complaints, but who would tell you? They would just stop hanging out with you. And I have no friends. So, ergo, my hair is smelling. No, I don't think that it's smelling. I feel like I would notice at some point. Or it is smelly and it's just not smelly enough to matter. Like, if you put your nose into it, it wouldn't be great. I have tried to get people to do that to see if it smelled bad, and they never said anything. So, or they've never confirmed that it smelled bad. But that might just be the way that it is. It's just like, it doesn't smell that bad. If you have a lot of people sticking their nose in your head, or maybe if you're short, I don't know. You'll have to make your own decisions on these things, right? I don't claim to be a guru. So that's one thing. I feel like my hair is fine. No big deal. People with longer hair, I don't know. Figure it out. So that's that. But for bathing is important. The bacteria will develop on your arms and legs. Not just your arms and legs. I don't know why I put it that way. Skin, which includes your head, right, and your scalp. So water helps with that, one, and then soap. I don't make my own soap, and I don't bathe my body in baking soda. I feel like that would dry you out too much. I guess I could do it once a month. That would be weird. I use Dr. Bronner's. I use the no-tear baby whatever bar of soap because it's unscented. And also no tears, right? I don't like getting emotional in the shower. I don't actually think it's no tears, because sometimes it does irritate my eyes if I get it in it. Maybe it's just fewer tears. Or maybe I'm really sensitive. Anyway. I do that. Bar of soap. Shower. Whatever. For deodorant, again, I don't avoid antiperspirants. I do avoid antiperspirants, but I don't avoid them because of Alzheimer's and aluminum, okay? I don't know, I mean, that's a thing where you could do it, I guess, because it doesn't matter. You could just not wear deodorant, or not wear antiperspirant if you're worried about it. But I don't think that there's a scientific reason to do that. I don't think studies, whatever. You get where I'm coming from. So I don't use antiperspirant because I just don't think that's a good idea. Not necessarily health-wise. I'm sure you could prove that it's fine. But I don't think it's a good idea to not sweat. To try and block your armpits up with something so that you don't sweat. have lots of reasons for that, but I just don't think it's a good idea. It doesn't seem like a good idea. Now, you could just get deodorant. There is deodorant, which does not anti-perspire. All it does is try to kill the bacteria that produces smell under your arms. Reasonable. Totally reasonable. I could get an Arm & Hammer brand, which is like unscented baking soda-y, right? But I don't. What I do is I take baking soda, put it under my arm. So first, let me explain the whole procedure, because this is another thing that's not super scientific, and it's not only not scientific, it's also probably doing nothing. All right, I did it for a while to see if it worked, and I had no ill effects, so I kept doing it, and it's super cheap. So it's fine, but I might be able to get away with less. Basically what I'm saying is I might be able to get away with just showering and then doing nothing else, right? But this is what I do currently. I wet my fingers. I have a glass, it's like a mason jar, but it's very short, of a glass jar of baking soda. I have a plastic lid on it, which is not suitable for canning, but it doesn't rust in the bathroom. It's also kind of annoying to get off. It's really, like, if your hands are wet, you cannot do it, because like the jar is slippery and the lid has not enough friction. I hate it. I should get something better, but that's what I have. So I wet my fingers, grab some baking soda, and rub it under my arms, and then I, rinse my hands off, whatever. I cup some water, put it under my arms to rinse the baking soda off. So that's what I mean by it probably does nothing. It's probably just like washing my armpits again. But I do that, and maybe some baking soda remains, because baking soda would help under your arms. It's a double-ended blade, because there are people who will claim that baking soda is bad for your skin. They're probably right. And so, if any remains, then that's bad. So washing it off is good. But then why am I doing anything? Or baking soda will trap some of the odor, and it's not bad for you, but I'm rinsing it off. So there's possibly some middle ground where a little bit of baking soda remains, and it's not harmful for me. I haven't noticed any harmful effects, so I don't know. But basically I just go with that. And my theory behind that is deodorant doesn't really matter. So imagine deodorant, right? Maybe you're a stinky person, always, okay? If that's your problem, that's your problem. But I would re-evaluate whether that's true or how big of an effect that is, right? Because maybe you don't stink that bad, or maybe it's just a normal amount of stink and no one cares. I feel like if you're a teenager, or any age, but I'm imagining a teenage situation where, like, a girl tells you stink. She might be telling you the truth. It might be partially true. It might be wholly true. But that's probably not the reason she's telling you that you stink. She's probably not being a good Samaritan or not dating you because you stink. She probably doesn't like you for some other reason. Because girls like athletes, and athletes stink frequently. Okay? So, it probably doesn't matter, and it's probably something else. I understand that you want to just eliminate all the oh god, I forgot the word. Funnel, Thermopylae, bottleneck. You probably want to eliminate all the bottlenecks as far as dating girls. Or boys, you could be a girl watching this. You probably don't care what I have to say already, if you're a girl. I feel like the things I'm saying are pretty universal. Anyway, you probably want to reduce all bottlenecks. So you're like, I don't want to stink. I want to smell good, so I don't have to worry about it. But the reality is, I don't know. deodorant never really worked for me. That's what I'll say. Like, if I wore deodorant, I used to be an Old Spice Pure Sport scent man. I also tried some Gillette gooey stuff, which I didn't like. But I tried both of those. I've tried some other stuff too. Speed Stick. I used various deodorants when I used deodorant. And all the time, a couple hours into it, I would do this. Right? I would sniff. And it's like, I could smell the deodorant, and I could smell that I smell bad. But it wasn't like that bad, right? It was just like, I can tell that a bacterial reaction is happening. This deodorant isn't preventing it. There were times when I wore too much deodorant and it would like rash me a little bit, right? And it never helped. So maybe your experience is different. Maybe deodorant is great for you. If so, cool. But I felt that transitioning to no deodorant had very little change. And I liked the idea of not smelling like anything except when I'm smelly. But that's kind of the point. Like, let's say you're playing a sport, you're going to get smelly. That's just how it is. You're going to sweat, you're going to be smelly. Doesn't matter if you wear deodorant, it's going to happen. And no one cares. If you're playing football and then you come off the field and someone's like, you smell, who would do that? Like, I mean, they might do it like a joke, like, hey, you got to go take a shower, man. And you do. But it's not unexpected that you would smell after working out. It's a reasonable thing. Deodorant, you would probably have to reapply after that. And you're supposed to wash your pits before you reapply deodorant. That's what you're supposed to do. So, what is the point? That's how I feel. So, I might be doing nothing. And it hasn't affected my life for 4 years, at least. It's probably been longer than that. I don't really know. I'm trying to think. I became vegan 4 years ago. So that's kind of my marker for me doing weird things. But I was doing weird things way before that. So it's probably longer than 4 years. I'll look it up later. But that's pretty much all I do. I mean, there's nothing else. I don't like smelly stuff. I haven't found a good liquid hand soap that's unscented. You know what, that's probably not true. I probably did, and I was like, I don't want to pay that much money for it. So I got some cheap soap. That does have a smell, but it's not an offensive smell. There's this Christmas scent hand soap at home that I hate. I hate the smell of. Even when someone else washes their hands with it, it permeates the whole room, and I have to smell it. I tried to hide it, and someone found it again and pulled it back out. I hate it. But that's that. So, that's basically my whole regimen, right? I use soap. I use bar soap. It's cheap. It lasts a while. It's unscented. You can get liquid soap if you want. After using bar soap for a while, it's fine. Oh, if you care about my shaving, which I don't do a good job, I did a terrible job today. It's already scratchy. I use a safety razor, but I'm not very good at it, so I wouldn't listen to me. Like, I want to say safety razors are good enough, but I've had a better shave with a Gillette. But I'm too stubborn to pay that much money for a Gillette. So I'm probably just straight shaving wrong. Or not straight shaving. Safety razor. I call it a safety razor now, because that's what it is. But if I'm with people and they're like, what do you use? I'll say, I use a double-sided razor. Because it sounds cooler. Because it is cooler. Safety razor. A Gillette is more safe than that. So safety wouldn't be the feature. It's safer than a knife. Anyway. I don't really care how cool it sounds. It just gives the wrong connotation, you know. It doesn't accurately describe it from its name. And I feel like that'll lead to misunderstandings. But come on, man. I know it's red, but you don't gotta go this slow. Is that person actually turning right? I don't know. There's someone in the left lane with their right turn signal on, and they're first, and they're a big truck. I'm not gonna let them in. I'm gonna assume that their thing is wrong. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not great at shaving, so don't listen to me. That's one of the reasons I have a beard, because I hate shaving and don't want to do it. So I only shave my neck. For that, I do use some, I used to just use soap. Now I use a little bit of, like I just got some dollar store shaving cream. It's scented. I don't like it. I think there's not a Barbasol that's unscented. There's an original and then a different scent. The original's pretty unscented. I should probably switch to that. I don't know. I don't want to spend a lot of money on this either, because I hate it. But I probably should. I should get something that has no smell, because I don't like smells. Which is a reason that I can't get along with people, because everyone else likes smells. I don't like smells. And when someone likes smells, then they make the room smell, and then you got to deal with it. It's a lot like smoking, but you can't complain about it because it's ridiculous. All right, see you guys later. Hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. And do science research. Don't just read weird websites. Bye.